Hello.
Okay, so I bet you never thought that you can make a cake using just a Sprite, but you can. Today I'm going to show you how you can make a cake using just Sprite. You don't need eggs, you don't need oil, you don't need water, you just need a Sprite. So about 1 year ago, my grandma called me up and told me that this was a possible thing, that you can make a cake mix just using a fizzy soda. And I didn't believe it was true, because most of the things my grandma has to say aren't believable. So I decided I would try this though, because she really wanted me to, and so I did. And I tried it, and I made it, and it came out perfectly the same. It came out, and it tasted exactly the same, it looked exactly the same. I was amazed. So now this is the only way that I will make a box cake, is using this Sprite. Because 1, it's simpler, 2, it's faster, and 3, it's a lot less of a mess. So now I'm going to show you how to do this, how to make a cake in a way more effective way. The box says that you need 3 eggs, a half a cup of oil, and 1 cup of water, but I'm going to tell you all you need is a can of Sprite. So that's a lot less ingredients and a lot less of a mess. You don't have to do as much dishes with the measuring cup, and you don't have to worry about getting egg all over you and all over the floor and all over the counter. So this will be a lot easier of a process for you. There are 6 easy, simple steps to do in order to make this cake. The first step is to preheat the oven. You're going to preheat the oven to whatever the box says. My box says 350, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. You want to preheat the oven first because it takes a few minutes to preheat the oven. So while you're making everything, you want the oven to be heating so that when you're done and ready to put it in the oven, it'll be ready to go and you don't have to wait for the oven to preheat. So always preheat the oven first. It should be your first step. The second step is to pour in the box mix. So I got classic white, but when using a soda or fizzy drink, you can get any box mix you want. So you can get your favorite flavor. You can get funfetti, you can get chocolate, you can get red velvet, whichever flavor you want, and it'll work. So I'm just going to pour it in. Okay. And then the third step is you're going to pour in the Sprite. Usually I let it not fizz as much before I pour it in. So you're just going to pour it in. And then usually I let it fizzes and bubbles a whole lot, which is kind of cool and fun, looking like a science experiment. Usually I just let it defizz a little bit, and then the fourth step is you just stir it. And you stir it just like you would regular, and it's going to look regular. And it doesn't matter how long you stir it, you just want all the chunks to be out. So however long it takes for all the chunks to be out and for it to just look normal, like a normal cake batter should. You stir it. And I'm using Sprite and classic white, but you can use any fizzy soda. So you can use 7-Up, you can use Coke, whatever fizzy soda you want, and it'll work just the same. So depending on what flavors you're mixing, I would choose which soda you want to do. The fifth step is just to pour it into the pan, which you do just like normal. You want to make sure it's even all around and you can use any pan, and you just bake it based on what the instruction says. So I'm using a round pan, and as you can tell, it looks just like a normal cake mix, just like when you put eggs and everything in it. It's very normal. So now the sixth step is just to put it in the oven. So we're going to put it in the oven, and you bake it to whatever the box says. So my box says to bake it to 34 to 36 minutes. So you put 34 to 36 minutes on there. Usually it just takes 34, but I'll set it to 34, check it, and if it's ready, then I will eat it. So 34 minutes later, your cake is done. Thank you. As you can tell, the cake looks just like the cake would if you did eggs in oil and water. It looks exactly the same. And then I check to see if it's ready by putting a fork in, and if you pull it out and nothing's on the fork, it's ready. And I usually put it in a couple different spots of the cake because you want to make sure that it baked all the way through. So now to try it, which is the best part of making a cake, I'm going to cut myself a piece. And it tastes exactly the same. Try it. So, like I said, it's way easier and a lot less mess and only 2 ingredients, the box and the Sprite. So, instead of having to get eggs, instead of having to get oil, instead of having to measure the water, this is a lot more efficient and easier way to do it. So I hope this is helpful to everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much.